Diddy is beyond cooked is the title. And I'm not going to lie. The only reason why I'm going to watch this is because his lawyer backed out. So I want to know why his lawyer backed out, because first of all, you know what you're getting into with the Diddy case. What other information did he tell you that you had to force the way to say, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore? Let's go see, bro.
Now, Diddy might actually
y'all know, before I get this video started too, y'all know lawyers are some of the greediest, grimiest people. They'll do anything for $1. No disrespect to y'all lawyers, because I wanted to be one of y'all before I saw the OJ trial, and my morals took over. I said, I can't do that. Because if I win, I'm going to feel terrible. They'll stick with their client to the very end if they get something started. They normally won't quit. So this dude's cooked.
More cooked than we thought. One of his own lawyers just dropped out of his legal team, filing a motion to withdraw from the case. And his reason, he straight up said, under no circumstances can I continue. Honestly, that's a wild statement.
That is a crazy statement.
To defend you in court. Diddy's entire empire is crumbling in real time. And his latest development just adds another L to a growing list of career-ending
Diddy is a funny looking dude, bruh.
losses. For the last year and a half, P. Diddy has been one of the most talked about celebrities in media, and for all the wrong reasons. The man went from being a hip-hop mogul to being labeled as the ringleader of a criminal enterprise.
It's not like people didn't know this though, y'all. Like, this is not like, okay, maybe the ringleader stuff, like maybe the Epstein stuff we didn't know. But like, bro, we all say he'd been doing, like, there's always been stories about him doing stuff with kids, stuff like for years. It just hasn't been proven. But like, come on, bro.
Like
come on. Enough people say something. There's something there.
Shit. He got arrested back in September and is being claimed that he was running an operation designed to satisfy his need for sexual gratification.
Wow, he looked like a skinny Ray Lewis.
And it gets even darker. He's been accused of using violence, intimidation, and fear tactics to keep victims quiet. If convicted on all charges, we're talking life in prison. It's crazy to see how this entire situation has unfolded. Because how do you go from being one of the most powerful men in the industry to having your own legal team abandon you? Yesterday, news broke that Anthony Ricco, a high-profile criminal defense attorney, filed a motion to withdraw from Diddy's case. In court documents, he made it very clear he cannot continue. Now think about it for a second. This is a lawyer whose entire job is to represent people in criminal cases. So people have the worst reputation imaginable. Yet he even said, nah, I can't do this one though, okay? Now there's actually a logical reason why he decided to drop out. So let's get into that in a second.
Good. That's what we came for.
Rumors about Diddy. People in the industry have whispered about his
we all heard about the rumors about him sniping people.
Shady business practices, his connections, his lifestyle, and for years, nothing really happened. Money and power kept him protected. That was until now. Law enforcement finally caught up to him, and the consequences are piling up. The allegations are too massive to ignore. Even someone from his legal team, who was supposed to defend him, doesn't want to be associated with him. Although he still, of course, does have a bunch of lawyers on retainer because his trial is coming up in May, and they're preparing for war because the government is going to give it to them. If y'all don't know who Anthony Ricco is, let me break it down really quickly.
Y'all don't know who this is.
This man has defended some of the most high-profile criminals in history, including being involved in the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings trial, which had Osama bin Laden's name on it. Now, to be clear, he didn't represent bin Laden himself. He was a part of the legal defense team for one of the co-defendants on trial in this case.
This nigga got no morals, and even he said no.
On top of that, he's also handled multiple federal death penalty cases and even defended a NYPD detective in the highly controversial Sean Bell case. This is the type of lawyer who steps in when the stakes are
he got no morals.
Or death. Yet, even he wants no part of Diddy's case.
Crazy.
That alone should tell you how bad this is. He said, deuces, okay, I don't...
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Whoever's on that jury is gonna say guilty regardless. He's not winning this case.
I don't want to be a part of what y'all got going on over here, okay? Now, on a more serious note, why exactly did Anthony Ricco drop out of Diddy's case? Because, you know, this wasn't just some random exit. It actually turns out that there was a major power struggle inside Diddy's legal team. Ricco and, you know, the lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, they have been butting heads for months over.
Yo, this is like if the OJ trial went wrong.
For how to handle the sex trafficking charges in court. While the lead attorney Agnifilo has been publicly denying the allegations, Ricco had a different approach in mind, but he wasn't given the control needed to execute it. From what we know, Anthony Ricco had two major concerns. The first one is the lead attorney's legal approach has been to outright deny the trafficking charges, claiming that Diddy's so-called freak-offs were consensual encounters between adults. Ricco, on the other hand, had a different legal strategy in mind, but he wasn't able to push it forward. I don't know exactly what his strategy was going to be.
There were kids there.
You know, he's an experienced lawyer, so I'm sure he had an angle for how it was going to benefit Diddy's bottom line, right? And then they also disagreed on when to actually go to trial. So Anthony Ricco strongly believed that they wouldn't be ready for the scheduled May 5th trial date and wanted to ask for more time, but his co-counsel refused to delay, right? And then on top of that, Ricco wasn't even able to speak to Diddy directly, which is kind of weird because he's representing him, right? And then apparently they kept on blocking him from that.
Bro, this
access.
is like
And at that
OJ.
point, he decided that he couldn't properly defend Diddy, so he walked away from the case for that reason. So now Diddy's team is down one high-profile criminal defense attorney at a time when he needs all the legal firepower he can get. And when a lawyer with this much experience walks away from your case, that's never a good sign, okay? Now, there are some other rumors, if you will, that the reason why he walked away was because he couldn't deal with the crimes of Diddy. Did Diddy eat people? I've never heard of a lawyer turning that kind of
He probably did. That, bro. Whatever he did, you can chalk it up to the game. Whatever you can think of, he probably did it.
Case down. What the hell did that man do? Now, that tweet right there had over 300,000 likes on Twitter, so a lot of people are obviously paying attention to the story, and they're obviously very confused, okay? Like, how the hell do you walk away from a case that's this high profile? Especially since lawyers are some of the biggest capitalists out there, okay? They want that money. Ain't you trying to get paid? I think this Diddy trial actually has the potential to be one of the biggest trials in entertainment history, and there's a couple reasons why I say that. First of all, this isn't just about one lawsuit or one charge. This is an entire criminal case with serious allegations that could send him away for life. We're talking about accusations of trafficking, violence, intimidation, and abuse. Things that destroy powerful men.
Underage women.
And when the evidence piles up.
Sorry,
and if
women, girls.
we're talking about powerful men falling from grace, we gotta bring up Jeffrey Epstein. See, Epstein was another billionaire mogul who used his wealth and power to operate in the shadows. He owned mansions, islands, and even a private jet. But behind all the luxury, there were darker secrets.
They don't even know where his money came from. Like they were making up like conspiracy theories that he was with the U.S. government. Probably could have been, but he was even more shady than Diddy because no one knew where his money. That's the weird thing. No one knew where his money came from. Because at least we know where Diddy's money came from. We don't know where this dude's money came from.
Islands, a tax haven where he owned not one, but two private islands. One of them, Little St. James, was rumored to be where some of the most disturbing crimes of humanity happened. It was said that Epstein used hidden cameras in his Manhattan mansion to record sex acts involving his wealthy associates, possibly for blackmail purposes. And here is where it gets even.
He probably got a video of Trump getting bent over right now. And that's probably why Trump. That was not Trump got him gone. Hey, Trump got him gone. He probably got him and Elon in some very compromising positions.
Wilder. His private flight logs included names like former U.S. President Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, and other high-profile celebrities. Now, how does this connect to Diddy? Well, in Diddy's case, some accusers have also claimed that he kept tapes, recordings, and evidence of wild parties, private encounters, and potentially illegal activities. Now, let's be clear, there's no confirmed evidence of this yet, but if something like that ever sees the light of day, if these types of
were tapes that they found in the in his home that we don't know what they are, but there were tapes
or recordings ever leak, yeah, Diddy might actually be finished for real, along with a lot of his famous friends. Now, there have been a lot of conspiracies about these tapes. People speculating that other celebrities might be on them and that they were secretly recorded or that they contain some wild, incriminating stuff. But let's stick with what actually is.
I'm a savage. Everything I want, I get. Hey, chat. I'm sorry. When I first saw that, I couldn't stop saying it, bro. It was truly funny. I'm sorry. I know what he's accused of now, but is that not the funniest thing you've ever seen? You got to just go back and just take out the context for a second that like it's Diddy. Like I do that with R. Kelly when I be listening to like him and Usher sing Same Girl. I'm sure Usher didn't willingly think that it was an underage girl because they weren't talking about an underage girl. They was actually talking about a girl that was in UCLA, I think. She was over the age of I think a cool 24. So take your mind out of what they're like in real life for like 2 seconds and just look how stupid they are. Like look at Diddy. He made trash music, but he's funny. I am a savage. It is 2022.
Prosecutors do have 9 tapes that were provided
this is
to them
Savage Part 2.
But these tapes were not seized in the raids on Diddy's properties.
Oh, they weren't?
Provided to them by Victim
I thought
1.
they were.
These tapes were not seized in the raids on Diddy's properties.
Damn.
Instead, Victim 1 had them in their possession and turned them over as part of the government's criminal investigation. Now, here's what Diddy's lawyers are saying. They claim these videos prove his innocence and show fully consenting adults in long-term relationships. The defense wants electronic copies of these tapes, but so far they can only watch them in the presence of a government representative and aren't allowed to keep them. And perhaps most importantly, they're flat out denying the conspiracies. They claim that the tapes do not show any secret cameras, orgies, other celebrities, underground tunnels, minors, or anything involving coercion or violence.
Bitch, now, where's the kid that you had on that live? Do y'all remember that? It was his whole family, and then there was this like random white girl or like Hispanic girl or something. And he was talking about something. Yeah, that's my daughter I adopted. They ain't seen her since. Where the hell is she? Where the... Yo, I saw a video and I was like, yeah, where that? Because I didn't even know that existed because I didn't keep up with Diddy lives during quarantine. I'm sorry, I didn't keep up with Diddy lives. So I didn't find out about that till like last year. Where the hell is that girl, bro? I hope she not dead.
Obviously, that's their side of the story.
Or locked up in some type of weird cage.
Diddy's case or hurt him is something we're gonna find out in due time. But what we know is that these recordings actually do exist, and they're gonna play a role in this trial right here. Now, here's
May
something
5th. It's gonna be a
Diddy's
great
claiming
month.
Racism, saying that the feds are only going after him.
No way, buddy. One thing you can't. This ain't the 90s. You can't OJ your way out of this one. Yeah, George Floyd happened 5 years ago. We know that. George Floyd and Rodney King were two separate instances, my boy. You're Diddy, nigga. We know what you did. It don't matter what race you are. OJ got it, that was murder of a white woman, and and black people were like, back then were like, okay, but y'all murdered black people, so we're gonna let them off the hook. We okay with y'all getting let off the hook, right? Which I guess I truly think that man should have stayed in prison. He didn't care about no black people anyway. But that's how they thought back then. Now you're dealing with sex crimes. That ain't got nothing to do with race, my boy. You're finished. Trust me, you're done.
Him because he's a successful black man. His lawyers are trying to get one charge dismissed, the Mann Act, which accuses him of transporting people for prostitution. Diddy's argument, he says the Mann Act has a racist history and was used to take down Chuck Berry and Jack Johnson, two successful black men. His lawyers claim that no white person has ever been prosecuted under...
It probably was. It probably was. A lot of these laws were off of racism back in the day. But if we're gonna use these laws that were made for for black men to get you gone, I'm with it. I'm with it.
Under this law for hiring male escorts.
Your son makes sorry music. You do. His songs is trash.
For context, the Mann Act was created in 1910. To stop sex trafficking. Now, does Diddy's argument hold weight?
No.
Well, the feds aren't just accusing Diddy of hiring escorts. They're saying it was part of a bigger criminal operation. So this could either be a real legal defense or just Diddy trying to change the narrative. Either way, he's fighting back hard, and this case is getting crazier by the day. Now, something I've been wondering is, will this case actually expose anything, like something bigger in Hollywood? Because there's been a lot of speculation about whether this situation could lead to bigger names being pulled in. Now, let's be clear,
100%.
This is complete speculation right now. There's
J-Lo's cooked in her sorry ass career.
No solid proof that Hollywood's elites are connected to Diddy's case, but with all the rumors of secret parties and industry scandals and power abuse, it wouldn't be shocking if this investigation goes deeper than just him, right? And low-key, I think Diddy definitely pissed somebody off, okay? Now, let me be clear, I don't think he's innocent, but at the same time, I don't think this is just about justice suddenly.
He's just the tip of the iceberg, chat. He's just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me. There's a lot more people that probably had these parties
catching up to him. Part of the reason,
and I'm not gonna say who,
situation might be because he didn't.
Because definitely probably one of the people I'm thinking of.
With. See, a lot of these powerful people have leverage on each other. Okay, that's how that works. It's like an unspoken rule in these circles. You don't step out of line unless you're ready for war. You try to play me for a fool, all that dirt you done did, I got it on wax, okay? And when I need to pull it out, it's gonna be up. That's how that works. And it's not just about money or status. It's about secrets, alliances, and control. When you're in that world, everybody knows something about everybody, okay? And that's why some people, stay protected for decades while others get thrown under the bus the second they stop playing by the rules. For Diddy, he's been, moving janky, for decades, right? And somehow nothing really ever stuck. There has, of course, been whispers, lawsuits, and rumors, but he always managed to walk around
every single time, chat. Every time. And now all of a sudden he's getting caught up. Nah, he got
shit. But now everything is coming down on
him. He did something, chat.
Raids on his properties in multiple states, federal charges with serious prison time, his own lawyer quitting, saying he can't effectively defend this nigga right here. Major brands and business partners dropping him overnight. It's like the floodgates opened overnight, and Diddy went from being one of the most powerful men in hip-hop history to a walking target. Why now? right? That's the question. We've seen this before though. When powerful people step out of line, they tend to get humbled really quick. And whether that's what's happening with Diddy right now, I don't really know. I mean, that's up for debate, right? But one thing's clear, this isn't just about allegations anymore. There's a bigger power shift happening, and Diddy is at the center of it. You ask me, Diddy is definitely beyond cooked though, and it's gonna take a miracle for him to get out of this one, and even a miracle might not come through, I'll be honest with you. What do you guys think about this topic though? If you made it this far, drop a like on this.
That boy is cooked. Let's just keep it a spade a spade. I was just trying to figure out why the lawyer left. If it's that bad, because okay, after all the information he said about the lawyer and who he has defended, Diddy might be a vampire, chat. We don't know what he could be. Diddy might shapeshift.